Shalom, shalom, brothers. It's Kamal Mahar here, back at it again. First thing first, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahaber, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders on this truth from. Blessing to the Akim, my dear, preaching his word, Wahor to the sincerity. Bless the 144,000, 1/3. The first fruits kingdom of heaven, has David, that Biyafta would die. And shalom, brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking at different nations. Shalom to you, brothers. So today, brothers, I wanted to get on one of my favorite topics, which is spiritual power, but also in the aspect of the importance of spiritual power. Spiritual power has been, the benchmark from Yahweh Shah and Yahweh Shah, all the way down to King David and David's mighty men and Samson, the Book of Acts, all those different brothers who had powers through spirit and power. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah was always built for the bringing in of the elect and the believers of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. It was why do you think Yahweh had what he did to Egypt when he delivered the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians out of Egypt? The 9 plagues showing his power. Well, even from a show his power perspective, that was to get Pharaoh to release him. Which we know that Yahweh had hardened his heart, but at the same time though, it worked, right? And even with that particular deliverance was so crazy that that's even how the Lord lived, as a saying that was saying Jeremiah 16:14, which there will be the deliverance out of the Israelites from the land of the north was going to be a better benchmark that's going to trump Egypt, but it's still up on the basis of spectacular power the Lord beholds or holds. So when it comes to spiritual power, it's a really beautiful thing to bring in souls. I mean, even I believe it says in John 14. Matter of fact, let me start with that one. I want to go somewhere else, but John 14, it says, but John 14, starting at 10, it says, "Believe thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me. The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works." Right? So it's Yahweh who has the power that gives the power up. And then Yahweh Shah on down. And it says, "Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake." Right? It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father." You see that right there? So, because brothers believe in Yahweh through Yahweh Shah, this spiritual power coming up in these crazy days, like brothers will go into Isaiah 40, which I'm gonna bring that up too, is going to be a standard lifted up. That's a very important aspect of prophecy that's going to come to pass, that has been going on for eons with our people. You got King David been in scenarios where he been in, you got Saul was coming after him. You got the Philistines surrounding him multiple times. The wars that he been into. King David should not have won certain wars on a natural, regular basis. I mean, it says he kills tens of thousands of men by himself. In order to do that, you have to have spiritual power on high or divine intervention to be able to survive such impossible tasks, like John Wick will say. Because right here, reasons like this. The book of Psalms 144, which is a very spiritual number. Psalms 144 and 1. It says, "Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight." You see that? So if you're learning fighting tactics and strategies and arts of war and MMA, or what you want to call mixed martial arts, or however you want to put it, and you being taught by the Lord, it would make sense for you to survive battles that's impossible. It makes sense. If Yahweh himself taught you how to fight, who can lose? Who can beat you? right? Who can beat you with such type of tactics? That's like kind of going. I don't know if brothers know about Dragon Ball Z, but Goku and Vegeta was learning how to fight and learning powers from angels and gods above. Like, who can beat that? Now you got a really great fighter that has an open gym on such and such street and name and number, and you learn from him. You learn some really good tactics. That's great. You learn how to defend yourself. The guy is probably really good. You probably end up really learning how to fight very well. But you're not going to be able to do things like King David was able to do, or his mighty men, or Samson, or brothers who got in crazy fights, or even was being delivered in such magical ways, or spiritual ways that you call it magic for layman's terms. But the Spirit of the Lord had to be on you in order for it to work, or that standard to be lifted up, which I'm gonna get in Isaiah 40. But that will explain everything. For you to be able to be in a battle with multiple men versus one, and to win that battle, that has to be, the Lord above, and that type of power is unexplainable. Like, what does that look like? When I think about King David and what he was able to do, you got to think about awareness, prowess, reflex, speed, agility, vision. Like how was he able to move in ways where, because if 5 dudes versus 1 guy happens, it's obviously logical to say that the 5 guys are going to really do some crazy damage. Let alone they're guaranteed to hit you at least once, right? A sucker punch is possible. You can't see all 5. 3 can go in front, 2 in the back, 1 on the side. I mean, the outnumber is hilarious of a victory to be with the 1 guy. But King David was doing it. Samson was doing it, right? That's insane how that can happen. And the point of this is, we're coming up to the times of Jacob's trouble, trials and tribulations, Esau coming like a flood, crazy perilous times. And how is men of the Lord going to protect themselves in these crazy times to come? It's only one logical way to explain that, and that's going to be spiritual power. Spiritual power, like how we read about back in the day with our brothers. You can read about Samson, you can read about David, and that'll give you faith that when these times come, Lord willing, I could be a part of that number. You sincere brothers as well to be able to fight like that. Matter of fact, when you go to even the book of Psalms 18, it gives you like inklings of how David was moving. You know what I mean? Psalms 18 starting at 29 or so. It says Psalms 18 starting at 29. For by thee, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, I have run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. Now I looked up like troop, right? These new phones are really awesome. You can just look up stuff like it's a troop, right? It's a specialized military unit, often a cavalry or armored unit equivalent to an infantry platoon, company, or a general term for soldiers. There should be like how about this? How about we look up troop numbers? I'll give you one better. How many soldiers? Oh, there we go. Soldiers. Salakia. Soldiers are in a troop. A military troop is typically consists of 100 to 250 soldiers. A troop is a platoon-sized element, approximately 30 to 50 soldiers. So, okay, you got 100 to 250, let alone 30 to 50. Okay, cool. So now, when it comes to King David, here's my point. It says, for by thee I have run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. Then you got to think about leaping over a wall, because back in the day, those walls had to been 40, 50 to 60 feet high. I know brothers seen the movie Troy. I might have brought this up in another video before. It's been a long time that I brought this up in a general sense, as far as a video basis. And it says, as for Yahweh, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. Right. So you got to think about, in these up and coming times, brothers with the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are going to have faith in the Lord, that because of that faith, the Lord is going to make these brothers superhuman, man. I mean, it's obviously going to, if David went through it, Samson went through it, David's mighty men went through it, it's obviously clear that we're going to see this power again. And it says, 31, for who is Yahweh save the Lord? Who is us a rock save our power? It says, it is Yahweh that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. See, now here you go with that one. So if Yahweh girdeth his way with strength and maketh his way perfect, that means he was able to go through combat and not even getting touched. It's clear, it's obvious. If your way is perfect and you get into a fight, that means you dipped every punch that came into you, and you were successfully able to have a counter for it. So that's a lose-lose battle for the person who's playing offense, because as a defense you can counter and then counter punch back up. That means David did not get touched. That means he was executing battles and ass whoopings, easily, right? And it said, he maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth me upon my high places. Now, when you think about hinds feet, you think about those goats and those sheep that can run up particular mountains or climb down mountains at speeds that they should be able to fall over and don't. Or think about a gazelle running. Hinds feet make you be able to be extremely, extremely agile. Extremely agile. And it said, he maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth me upon high places. He teaches my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by my arms. All right, come on, bro. So now, not only are you efficient at fighting ability, to the point where as though you don't even get hit, obviously at that point, then you can move like you got agility, like with hinds feet, being able to move super quick, run through troops, and you so damn strong that a bow of steel will bend up upon you. Who can beat that? Who can beat that? Who can beat that? I mean, that's just insane. So now, when it comes to Psalms 110, now you gotta remember, spiritual power is a very, very useful source to bring in people into the fold to believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. In John 14, Yahweh Shah already stated that if you don't believe on me, at least believe on the work's sake. Right, believe on the work's sake. Because right here in Psalms 110 and 3, it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Right? Right. So when you, especially for the elect, because the elect is predestined in the first place. They're already going to get the glory. They already won. We just don't know who they are. So we do this work, the videos and the highways and hedges with our brothers, to put ourselves in position to be a part of the elect. That's the goal, right? But also, there's brothers that still like, I would call them sleeper cells, that's still like not awoken yet. And it says that in the latter times that even the elect is going to be revealed as well. So, because the spiritual power is a source to bring in souls, it makes sense for people to be willing. Think about it. If you see somebody teleporting, super speed, super strength, flying, manipulating elements, making people see again, walk again, healing, things of that nature, you're going to want to know, where did you get that power from? How are you doing this stuff? And then you tell them, the God of the Bible gave me these powers. The name is Yahweh through the Son Yahweh Shah. They're going to be like, bet, I'm with you. I believe exactly what I believe too. Yup. What you say, Yahweh Shah, yup, I'm with you. I believe. Just by watching the brother do what he can do in the name of the Lord. See, it's not of the person, it's of the Lord that gets the glory. That's where the power comes from. That's why Yahweh Shah says that it's not of me who speaks, but it's the Lord who doeth the works. I can only do this because of my father. Great. The same thing, Lord willing, I could be part of that number. Brother's going to be saying when that day and that time come, how are you doing this? You're so great. You're amazing. Don't call me great. It's the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that allows me to do what I can do. The glory goes to the Father through the Son. Simple. Right? The book of Psalms. Isaiah. This is coming, man. This part of the prophecy ain't even here yet. And this is also prophecy that a lot of brothers don't bring up that has to be fulfilled. Isaiah 40, starting at 29. It says, he giveth power to the faint. To them that have no might, he increaseth strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Now, if you use your intelligence, one is saying that brothers are going to be flying. That's crazy as shit right there. So flight is real. Then it says, they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. That right there, if you read between the lines, that right there is what you call infinite stamina. What person you know can run and not be weary? Who can run full speed longer than... Well, 100-meter dashes are about 100 meters. I have seen brothers do 150. So even the top athletes probably can't go more than... Well, then you got 200 meters. But you got to think their fastest part of the race is in the very, very beginning. Like they're like the 50 to 80 meters of the turn. And then they're coasting. So they're not running as fast as they started. So about 100 to 150 meters at the top athlete is where a human will start to lose their stamina and start slowing down because of tiredness, or it's scriptures called being weary. But think about it. The fastest man in the world that we have on record has ran 9.56, which is obviously faster people in general. But imagine running at speeds of 9.56 on a 100-meter dash longer than 100 meters, and constantly it can still run that fast for longer periods of time. That's insane. Who can do that? And walk and not faint? That's unlimited stamina, man. Let alone being able to fly. Come on, man. You see some man flying and somebody being able to run for a very long period of time and not get tired, like they Captain America or something. And then you ask them how are they being able to do this stuff, and you're like, yo, my power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, through the God of the Bible gave me the power to be able to do this. You not gonna believe? You not gonna want to inquire? It just makes sense. That just makes sense. I'm going to want to know. I'm an Israelite myself. I believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So I know this power is coming. So Lord willing, I get it. I would understand it if I had it. It was the work. You know what I mean? So cool. That would be great. But at the same time, though, you know what I mean? It's a source or a tool to bring in the souls that need to be. It's a genius. And the Lord knew that seeing is believing a lot. But blessed is the man who have not seen and yet believe. That's some real shit. I'm not going to lie to you. If you can believe, we have not seen any of these powers yet at all. But we believe they're coming wholeheartedly. That got to be the Spirit of the Lord. That's a gift. That's a power by itself. This is an easy and clear, excuse my language, get the fuck out of here on the things we say. Everything I said in this video to an average person will probably say, yeah, right. No way that's happening. I ain't listening to this nonsense. It is what it is, man. That standard will be lifted up. It's coming. Matter of fact, and I'm going to end off with that. That is Isaiah 59:19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, like how a lot of brothers were surrounded by armies, etc. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. And that standard is spiritual power, man. Being able to fly, to go into the attack, to be able to defend yourself in ways that nobody's ever seen before. Because remember, if the Lord teach you how to fight, you ain't losing. I brought this out edifying to you, brothers, Lord willing, and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bahar Kakwadash. Yahweh, he is to be, exists by Hashem in the name and only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah, Baha and the Holy Spirit of Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders learn his truth from. Blessing to the Akim there preaching his word with whole heart sincerity. Blessed 144,000, 1/3 entirely. The first fruits kingdom of heaven. House David Yaf that would die. And Shalom, brother, they're speaking different tongues and looking at different nations. Shalom, brothers. And I'm also in a little bit I'll be heading downtown to go in the highways and hedges with my brothers to continue this work. Shalom, brothers.